Have you ever wondered why?
When?
How much?
What if?
Well, you're in luck, because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission.
To ask all the questions?
And get all the answers.
I was born with both guns blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment and it goes, I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Was that good, David? Was that like you? I was trying to be like you.
You were trying to be like me, and I do appreciate it. Let's see. What's a thing that Mike does? Monsters.
Yep,
okay.
frequently.
Teaching.
Yep, that's
Is it Halloween yet, everyone? Halloween.
I'm Mike.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Mike. Is it Halloween yet?
Okay. I have so much more to my identity than Halloween. Although, to be fair,
I mean...
That David was doing like the sitcom version of you, like the neighbor who walks in and is like, "Is it Halloween yet?" And then it's like,
I love. Okay. This is my new pitch for a YouTube channel that we all three will start. We're gonna take sitcoms and we're gonna turn the side character, be it Kramer, be it Wilson from Home Improvement, be it a computer from The Big Bang Theory. I don't know that show. You put someone in there, but instead of whatever their catchphrase is or whatever their bit is, they just ask if it's Halloween yet. So Kramer like busts in and he like does his little slide and everybody claps and he goes, "Is it Halloween yet?" And Urkel like makes a mistake and he's like, "Is it Halloween yet?"
oh my
and
God.
everybody just loses it, man. Oh, I'm gonna be rich.
I don't miss sitcoms like that.
No,
I really don't.
something was just
No,
very
RIP.
jarring about them. I mean, I liked them at the time, I guess, but even just the lighting, so harsh.
I would, Emily, especially the lighting.
Yeah.
I think other than that, there really weren't any problems with them, but like dim those shits, man. Come on.
No, there is a look. I mean, it's such a weird vibe. Just that whole like set where there's a live audience. I mean, it's fun. It's nice to feel like there's people hanging out in your
he's
living room
turning around on it.
laughing with you. Oh, there's people
Yeah.
laughing. This must be funny.
Yeah.
Speaking of holidays,
Yeah.
right? Does that work?
Yeah, that works because it's a holiday week. It's the worst holiday, Thanksgiving. But
Yeah, I think everybody has agreed that Thanksgiving is both the worst and the most frustrating holiday.
You think
'Cause
it's the
not
worst?
I mean,
I don't think it's the
actually,
worst
you know what?
because I like seeing family and I like eating good food, but I
That's a very
have
good point.
strong objections to the origins and how it's discussed and taught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
which one is the worst, though, then?
Like the worst to experience?
Yeah.
For me, Easter. There's nothing for me.
See, I just don't do Easter. Like I eat the
Yeah.
candy and that's it. I don't do any Easter.
I guess maybe,
I will say I had a really good Easter once with Emily's family. I'm not kidding.
Oh my
I went
God,
to their
that was
family
fun.
Easter once.
That was fun. No, my
That was
family
nice.
has a good time on Easter. I would say St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day because there's no candy involved. It's just about drinking a lot, and I have had some of my worst hangovers as a result of St. Patrick's Day.
I guess that's a fair point. Like that holiday, you either, if you are celebrating it, you are probably drinking and too much.
And the food,
that's like not
the food
actually that
associated
fun.
with it is not that great.
Huh? Yeah. No, St. Patrick's Day is a good pull.
What is the like a Reuben?
Corned beef.
A Reuben.
I'm okay with that.
I love a Rube, man.
And to me,
Give
like,
me that.
see, I get that. That's a decent entry. But to me, like, St. Patrick's Day is easy to ignore.
But that's another reason why I think it's a bummer. I don't want my holidays easy to ignore. I want my holidays in your face and full of celebratory
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4th of July when your dad holds your hands down on the grill and says, "Celebrate America."
Oh my God, David. What happened?
Can't ignore that.
So basically, we're not actually going to talk about Thanksgiving.
No. As Ira Glass once, or loves to say, This episode acknowledges the existence of Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
but we're not really going to talk about it.
We're just talking about how it's like mainly people are like, oh, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, they had food together. So basically what we were saying before this episode is that Thanksgiving there are a lot of lies out there about Thanksgiving and about how it was this cute little like hang between the Pilgrims and the Native Americans, and they shared food and it was great. And that's a lie. So then we decided to play a game about lies. David, what's it called?
It's called Two Truths and a Lie.
No, it's called Two Truths and a Holiday.
Yeah, baby.
David and I both came up with that separately, actually.
That's so beautiful.
Holiday is too good. And I think that's the new official name of Thanksgiving. I also like to pitch my new romantic comedy, Two Youths in a Holiday, where it's written by John Green and it's two people that work at a Super America gas station and they fall in love. But this game that we're playing right now is called Two Truths and a Holiday.
Why do they not work in a holiday gas station?
No, that's too easy. That's where John Green always gets you coming and going.
Oh, wow. I can't wait.
It's a throwback, too, because Super Americas have all gotten bought out by Speedway. Only 90s kids will get this one.
So, guys, we all researched holidays and we came up with some good two truths and a holiday. I'm so excited to hear what you guys came up with.
Mine are generally like Christmassy because there's the most going on around with that one, which is fine because
love Christmas.
Again, I don't really want to talk about Thanksgiving, and I have to give myself a break from Halloween for a while so I can.
Legally, you must.
I'm legally
mandatory.
mandated that I have to stay away from Halloween for a while.
I filed a Halloween restraining order.
No, it's not restraining so much as just like, I just need to have a separation period.
It's like when apparently at some point, who was Steve Kornacki? MSNBC was like, Steve Kornacki is taking a mandatory food and rest break.
From the voting board.
They just had
that
to
was nice. All he was doing was touching that board.
Set him down and like wheel him into another room. That's what we have to do with you now that Halloween's over.
I liked the part where he would say, well, it's nighttime now. And then he pulled the Murphy bed out from the map and just went to sleep while still touching the map. That part was nice.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Mike wants
I'm not
to.
Scared. The first category that I have is Christmas creatures.
Nice.
We all know Santa, and of course Krampus is out there. People love Krampus. I still love Krampus, even though honestly he's a little over commercialized at this point. Like I think people forget the true meaning of Krampus, you know.
Which is
that he comes for the bad boys and girls and spanks them with switches and is pretty evil.
Yeah, like legit scary and not just like a fun Halloween Santa.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's all those. But anyway, there's a lot of other really good Christmas traditional like beings. And so I dug a little deeper than Krampus and found some. And so I'm going to read 3 of them and you tell me which one is the holiday.
Yep.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
that's what we're saying. All right.
That's what
here
we're
we
saying.
Go. All right. First, Julegrisen is a creature from Danish folklore who resembles a very large hog. Julegrisen comes the day after Christmas looking for leftovers from the previous day's feasts. Traditionally, each household leaves a plate of food on their doorstep. If a house fails to do this, Julegrisen is said to come back that night and leave the house in disarray.
Oh, he messes up your house.
He does. Okay, next one. The Basilisk is a mythical holiday creature from the Alps in Italy. It's a creature with a big head covered with goat skin. It has 2 small horns, a big old mouth, and glowing eyes.
Glowing.
And the basilisk lives in the woods and is supposed to annoy the community. Each year, it's captured and led on a rope into the village by musicians and a hunchback who has a duel with the animal.
Okay.
That's part of the tradition, man. In the village square.
You're right. Those are all true.
Listen. In the village square, the basilisk speech is read, in which the mythological animal gossips about the community, and then the speech is followed by singing, dancing, and feasting, and the basilisk has a place of honor at the feast.
Oh my good God.
Last one is Mr. Christmas. Andy Park is an electrician from England who called himself Mr. Christmas after claiming to have celebrated Christmas Day every day since July 1993. Over the year, Park has sent himself more than 235,500 Christmas cards. And he says that every day he eats breakfast with a turkey sandwich and mince pies. He goes to work, comes back for lunch where he eats a full roast turkey dinner before watching a recording of the Queen's Christmas speech.
That one started, I was like, oh, and then I got just like increasingly more sad.
Every day.
Like if you kept reading that news article about that guy, it would have said, he's serving time in jail now for the murder of 7 people.
He's still celebrating Christmas, Mr. Christmas.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's celebrating because he's a psychopath.
All right, so which one is the Hall-lie day? Is it Julgrisen, the Basilisk, or Mr. Christmas?
Can you give like a one-sentence kind of summary of each of them? Because the middle one was like a whole hero's journey where the thing annoys the community and comes and battles a hunchback in a battle of wits.
Julgrisen is the big hog who eats your leftovers.
Yeah, he loves
the Basilisk, he has like horns and he gossips about the community, and then they have a feast with him.
Annoys the community.
And then Mr. Christmas is the electrician from England who celebrates Christmas every single day.
The middle one is either, okay, so here, let's climb inside Mike's brain for a second.
Oh, hello.
I stole the key from his room earlier, and I... All right, so... Do you think Mike would have made up that middle elaborate one? Because that was like a lot.
No.
It's either very true or very much a lie. Like it's either something Mike found and was like, this rules and I need to put it in here because it's so weird, or I'm going to make one up to make them think that I found one.
I feel like the phrase annoys the community. I would be really impressed if he came up with that. I think it's the first one is a lie. I think it's the hog that is the lie.
Why do you think the hog? What about that smacks?
Because it just seems like a little
falsehood.
too basic. It's like, your leftovers and a big pig and he'll mess up your house.
Yeah, especially I mean,
it's a good name.
I think that you're onto the right track is I'm going to be impressed if blank was a lie, but I'm going to say that about Mr. Christmas because of some of those details I thought were things Mike may not have, like those, the Queen's Christmas speech and turkey with minced, like, what did you say his sandwich was?
He eats a turkey sandwich.
With what?
Mince pies.
Mince pies. Yeah, that part, like, I don't see that being on the front burner of Mike's brain.
Mince pies, yeah. They're on the back burner for sure.
Yeah, I'm voting that one. Mr. Christmas is a fucking lie. And you can print that.
Wait,
you think Mr. Christmas is the lie?
Mr. Christmas is a lie?
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying that you
no, he's real. He's real.
Okay. Oh, boy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the pig boy's a lie. Pig boy's a lie.
Yeah.
Say his name?
I can't. Jägermeister or something. Jägermeister, I think is what it was.
You're right. Julgrisen is a lie. I made it up. I should have added more weird details in there. Yeah, it's actually Christmas pig in Danish. I looked it up.
Yeah. Christmas pig. You should have added details like he eats turkey sandwiches and mince pies every morning.
It was hard to make up a Christmas beast. And the thing is, I deleted a bunch from the Basilisk story because there's even more like about the duel with the hunchback and the kids eat salami and polenta and like it's like a whole thing. But it was too good not to include. And yeah, Mr. Christmas is sadly very real.
Oh boy.
Sadly very real.
I mean, if he's happy, that's fine.
I'll go next.
Okay.
This is, I picked New Year's because that's a holiday that I like. I think it's fun, even though last year I went to bed at 10. This year, I'm going to go nuts.
Go nuts.
Okay, so 3 things about New Year's that you might not have known. Number 1, Baby New Year, the baby. I'm just trying to explain what Baby New Year is, right? Baby New Year.
Was the baby.
Invented by Sherman in 1952 to promote their first line of disposable diapers.
Okay, interesting. Smacks of truth.
Instead of a ball, Miami, Florida rings in the new year by raising Mr. Neon, a 35-foot metal fruit.
It's a fruit? What kind of fruit?
An orange.
Okay.
And a local Japanese New Year's tradition is grown.
She just actually pulled out a notebook that says the lie ones that I scribbled down really quick.
A local Japanese tradition on New Year's includes grown men dressing like demons to scare children into behaving better. They go house to house yelling, "Are there any crybabies at home? And are there any naughty kids around?"
Oh my God. I mean, honestly, I think that's the work that our community needs when we talk about like what is public safety. I think that's a big part of it. We need more of those men.
Men dressed as demons.
Yeah, men dressed as demons, just calling kids out. Hey, any crybabies here? I'm going to get you. I'm a demon man. Could you give me the sick
summary.
rundown in like a, just to refresh me.
Baby New Year, invented by Sherman to promote their disposable diapers.
Yeah.
Miami, Florida, raising Mr. Neon, a large metal orange.
Oh, that's gotta be real.
And the Japanese men dressing like demons and yelling about crybabies to scare kids.
Oof.
I think it's the first one. I think Baby New Year was before that.
That seems like such an intuitive thing, right? Like it's a new year, like, look, here's a baby. And then you like kill the old guy or whatever. Isn't that a part of the ritual? Like in Midsummer where they like push a guy off a cliff?
Baby New Year consumes Father Time.
Oh, he consumes him. I forgot about that. That part of the real myth. I'm gonna guess it's demon men. I think that sounds like something that Emily could make up. Not necessarily did, but could.
It does sound like something similar to a lot of Scandinavian traditions. So the Japanese, I know the Japanese people have like celebrate Christmas. It's very different than in Europe, of course, but like because, it's just fun. So I feel like they could have adopted that tradition as well. But I'm going to go with Baby New Year. I feel like Baby New Year was around before that.
I respect where you're coming from.
Okay, thanks.
Oof, man, that's a tough one. It is really tough. I'm going to stick with mine just so I get more points than you at the end if I'm right.
Yeah, it's all about the points.
It's all about the points.
Mike was right.
Yes.
Damn it. I was
Mike's going to have more points than me at the end.
Trying to come up with these during dinner. Tanner was like, you have to do one where it's like about a company, something being invented by a corporation.
You got to do one about a company.
Have you ever watched Rudolph Shiny New Year, the Rankin and Bass holiday special?
No.
The most famous one, with Yukon Cornelius is like that one, but they did a bunch of them, and they get increasingly like they delve pretty deep into like mythology. Like there's like this whole plot where they have to find Baby New Year, but they go to all these different holiday islands, and like it's like very epic. I highly recommend checking out some of the deep dives into the Rankin and Bass holiday specials. The Heat Miser.
Didn't they do the Heat? Yeah, the Heat Miser.
Mm-hmm. He was pretty cool.
Tanner showed me that music video last year. I don't know why.
I don't know why. He's trying to have fun, I guess.
I guess just trying to spice things up.
Yeah, there's a lot of holiday specials. David, you got something?
Yeah, I got something. Hello, friends. It is time for 2 truths and a lie. And these are about little David and his experiences at holidays. The best birthday present I ever got was the Lego Aquanauts playset from my parents. The worst Christmas present I ever got was a Miami Dolphins jersey as a cruel joke from my uncle. And in my friend group, I once tried to start a holiday called Backwards Day, where one of the observations was going the wrong way down a one-way street.
I think that one's true. I feel like I remember
totally
you
believe
saying
that last one. That's got little David written all over it.
It's got little David written all over it.
I think the Miami Dolphins jersey was it a jersey?
Yeah.
I think that one is the lie.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the worst present David ever received.
I feel like it has enough detail. Like it's tough to say because I feel like he thought of his best Christmas present and then he was like, what's the worst? But then he made up the story about the jersey.
Right.
But it could be true.
It could be.
I feel like the backwards day I feel like is true. I feel like that's a true one.
Me too.
But then what was the best present you said? Aquaman playset?
Fuck that guy.
Oh.
Lego Aquanauts playset from my parents.
What do you have against Aquaman?
Nah, he's just too sexy.
Wow, you can't handle
Sorry,
that.
you must have misheard me. I said I want to fuck that guy. Sorry. I think you only caught the back end because, the Google Meet cuts in and out and internet connection's weird. But I said I want to have sex with it.
Okay.
I want to have sex with Aquaman.
Good to know. All right. Christmas ideas for this year, I guess, everybody. All the fans out there. Get David.
They make body pillows.
No, don't do that, please. I have to live here.
What? What's wrong with a BP?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Miami Jersey one. I don't know. I kind of hope it's true because I want to know what kind of joke that was. But
yeah, but it feels like mean
Yeah.
for like an uncle to give a joke gift, but
I mean, I did put the word cruel in there.
I'm going to go with that too, though.
You're both right. What's funny is I pulled a mic on this one and I made it a slight variation of something that was true so that I could tell you about my asshole uncle.
See, that's why I like that way of playing the game because you still get to tell a good story. So what did you really get?
I got a Green Bay Packers jersey from him.
oh, sure.
It was a Brett Favre jersey, and he gave it to me as a joke because I was such a diehard Vikings fan at the time, and I hated the Packers because that was what you were supposed to do. It was a part of the prescription.
Yep.
If you love this, you must hate this, etc. And so he got me that. And I remember actually crying because I was frustrated because I had such allegiance, and it wasn't like I was actually mad, but I remember being like, one, I was just robbed of an actual Christmas present.
Yeah,
because
that's
I
what
hate
feels
this.
cruel about that to me is giving a kid a joke present regardless of what it is.
And two, we did the thing where we opened all our presents like ceremonially in front of each other. And I had to like hold it up and be like the object of ridicule. Like everybody, like all my Wisconsin family looking at me and being like, hey. And I don't know, 11-year-old David wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
that's
just wanted
weird.
a present from his uncle who he thought was on his side and who cared about him. Clearly not the case. At least that guy has a nice cabin now. I hope he's real happy.
Have I told you about the time I got a Kenny G CD from my aunt and uncle?
Oh, was that the best birthday present you ever got?
It was weird. It was because it was not that long ago. It was a few years ago because I don't really get gifts from my aunt and uncle anymore. But like, yeah,
Wait, it was a few years ago?
Yeah, and I got like I unwrapped
weird.
it, and and it literally was the only thing they got me. I mean, maybe they got me snacks. Sometimes they give snacks, but I opened it and it was a Kenny G Christmas CD, and I literally thought it was a joke, and so I started going like, "Oh, that's hilarious!" And I looked over at them and I realized it was not a joke, and they were like, "Oh, we thought you'd like it," and I was like, yeah.
You're like, oh, that's high on my Christmas list that I want to do.
I mean, they're very nice people, and they're not like totally clueless, but I really had to like really do some A-level acting to like make it seem like I liked it because I was also like Kenny G, kind of a joke already, but giving a Christmas CD on Christmas, like it's obsolete like the next day, like until 11 months later. But I mean, again,
that's pretty rude.
It was nice to have. I listen to it every day now. I want to be Mr.
Really
Christmas.
grown on you.
Okay, are you ready for some more holidays?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, baby.
So I'm glad you brought up corporate sponsors of Christmas, Emily, because I have 3 department store mascots for Christmas, and I want you to tell me which one is fake. First off, we have Mr. Jingling. He's the keeper of the keys to Santa's workshop, which is a holiday tradition at Hallie's department store in Cleveland, Ohio. He wears a green and gold costume with a wide black belt, carries a large key ring that has all the keys for Santa's workshop. He has white hair like Santa, but he's bald and he has no beard. And I have his theme song here for you.
Wait, he has white hair like Santa, but he's bald and has no beard?
He has the ring of hair around the outside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Bald on top.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Jingling's theme song goes thusly. Mr. Jingling, how you tingling, keeper of the keys, don't you dare be late, for you have a date on Hallie's 7th floor. That's his theme song.
Could you read the first part of that just to clarify it for the nightmare that I'm going to have tonight? Like, I just want to make sure it's correct at least. Because I'm going to have it regardless. But I want to know the jingly tingly peeing on me part or whatever that was.
Oh, the song?
Like,
Mr. Jingling, how you tingling,
that one.
Keeper of the keys, don't you dare be late.
Lord.
Okay. Now we have, next up, we have Mr. Bingle. Mr. Bingle is the snowman assistant to Santa Claus. He has a snowman's body with an ice cream cone hat. He originated as the mascot of a department store in New Orleans, and his theme song goes like this. Jingle, jangle, jingle, here comes Mr. Bingle with another message from Kris Kringle. Time to launch your Christmas season. Maison Blanche makes Christmas pleasin'. Gifts galore for you to see, each a gem from MB. Maison Blanche is the name of the department store. Okay, last is Mr. Kringle, spelled with a C. Mr. Kringle is a fictional brother to Santa Claus. He served as the mascot to Wagner's department store in St. Louis, Missouri. He wore a white robe with red trim and a silver crown instead of a traditional Santa hat. Mr. Kringle's theme song goes like this. Santa knows what no one does. Mr. Kringle's here because he wants happiness and joy spread through gifts and special toys. Straight from Wagner's to your door. Make Christmas special at our store.
I just have to... This means that you wrote lyrics to a fake jingle.
No, I told you I stayed up late working on this.
Oh my God. I think that the first one is a lie. The Keys Man.
Mr. Jingling?
No, I don't. I think the last one was a lie.
Mr. Kringle?
Yep, Mr. Kringle was a lie.
Mike, for the fans, for the boys overseas, could you sing or recite the lyrics each time? Because I need to unlock that head and get in there.
You want all of them?
Yes, read them all in a row.
Unfortunately, I do. Because I think that's the key to solving this puzzle.
I think so too.
Okay. I need to know which one sounds the most like Mike would have made it up.
Mr. Jingling's theme song. Mr. Jingling, how you tingling, keeper of the keys, don't you dare be late, for you have a date on Hallie's 7th floor. Mr. Bingle's theme song. Jingle, jangle, jingle, here comes Mr. Bingle with another message from Kris Kringle. Time to launch your Christmas season. Maison Blanche makes Christmas pleasin'. Gifts galore for you to see, each a gem from MB. And Mr. Kringle's theme song, Santa knows what no one does. Mr. Kringle's here because he wants happiness and joy spread through gifts and special toys. Straight from Wagner's to your door. Make Christmas special at our store.
I think it's the last one.
Is the lie.
Based only on the lyrics, that's got Mike written all over it. From first to third, I say real, maybe not real, fake.
I think the middle one is for sure real.
Oh yeah? The MB?
Yeah, because I don't...
Is it Bingle?
Mr. Bingle.
That's pretty garbage. Mr. Bingle.
Would Mike make up a snowman with an ice cream cone hat? That's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, what would Mike do?
What would Mike do?
WWMD, man. Weapons of mass destruction.
Mike, tell us.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think, Mike? Which one's made up?
I made up Mr. Kringle.
Yeah. Still, pretty good lyric writing there.
Thank you. I think it maybe is better than the other ones, to be honest.
I know that's kind of why I was like, Mike wouldn't settle for that weak shit.
Like I tried to throw in some kind of nonsensical, like it starts off saying Santa knows what no one does, which is just, I was like, well, that sounds really, like, what does that mean?
Santa knows what no one does.
But I think it maybe it works better because they're not trying to bend over backwards to say Maison Blanche makes Christmas pleasin'. Like that's really
the pleasin' one. I was like, no, Mike didn't write that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I had fun writing it.
I'm glad.
That's what matters.
Really glad that you did. You know what? I think Santa knows what no one does is true. I think Santa has ways of being exposed to things that no other human can or should be. Santa witnesses a lot of void activity and pan-dimensional stuff. So I really do think Santa knows what no one does.
He's seen colors that we can't even imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys want to hear 2 truths and a holiday about Valentine's Day?
Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Another holiday that I love that a lot of people don't love.
A lot of lies during that holiday.
Oh, geez. Okay. I am going to read from my phone. I hope you don't mind. Okay. Fact number 1. Some trace Valentine's Day origins to an effort to replace a pagan fertility festival dated as far back as the 6th century BC, during which Roman priests would sacrifice goats and dogs and use their blood-soaked hides to slap women on the streets as a fertility blessing.
Real. Gotta be calling it now.
Fact number 2. During the Victorian era, those who didn't want the attention of certain suitors would anonymously send vinegar valentines. These cards were the antithesis of customary valentines, comically insulting and rejecting unwanted admirers. And fact number 3, in the early 1970s, A cult leader in Northern California convinced his followers that he was the reincarnation of St. Valentine and that every year on Valentine's Day he needed to be naked all day and praised enthusiastically, followed by an orgy.
See, I have an advantage. I have a kind of special advantage on this one. That guy's me. That's who I am. I'm that guy.
I think that last one's the one you made up.
Emily loves naked guys being reincarnated. Yeah, true.
I don't know if she loves it, but I feel like it does sound plausible. But like, I mean, I've done a lot of cult research and I've never heard of that one. And I feel like maybe I would have, although I maybe wouldn't.
It's a good point.
Anyway, could you do a quick, just go through it real quick again?
A little rundown.
Yep. So we have the it being invented to replace the pagan festival where priests slapped women with bloody goat and dog hides. Vinegar Valentines, the mean ones that people would send to people that they didn't want to pursue them. And the cult leader, reincarnation of St. Valentine.
Okay. I feel like the middle one is true for sure. But like the first one, I feel like could be made up because like a lot of holidays have pagan roots, Halloween, Christmas, Easter. But I've never heard that St. Valentine's Day does, although it's possible. I'm still going with the cult one, even though I kind of hope it's true.
Yeah, the naked guy. It's gotta be. That one really does. It's got like that. And maybe this is masterful by you, Emily. Maybe this is really the maker's mark of a true, perfect lie. But it's got that ring of like the same thing that you were both discussing about the Miami Dolphins thing. It's like that one just feels made up. And I don't know why. I mean, a lot of things are made up, but like that one is. I just know it in my deepest heart.
You're both right. That was the lie, but I just need to say, as I mentioned earlier, Tanner was helping me come up with these, and he actually
Are you blaming it on Tanner?
Specifically came up with both of the lies that I told today. So I'm not saying I'm blaming him. All I'm saying is that the original version of the one I just read was much more disgusting. So you should be grateful.
Do you happen to have the director's
changed
cut?
It.
I want the Tanner cut. Release it.
So
I'm afraid you'll put it in the podcast.
The $10 a month tier Patreon donors will get to hear that on our Hypotheticast After Dark episode.
Yeah.
So tune in for that.
Our Patreon is just a $10 a month tier, and you pay that every month, and you get to hear that one thing. And that's it. You just get to hear Tanner say that one thing, and that's your whole reward. And we really appreciate that you've all stuck around so long. Just to get this one reward, but it's really worth it.
It is. I mean, if you like this sort of thing, it is worth it. I don't. Hence why I didn't say it.
All right, y'all. You ready for some biz?
Okay.
2 truths and 1 holiday. Man, it is so hard to say that word.
It is.
1. Terrible Alonzo. In Venezuela, local men draw straws the night before Christmas to play the role of Malvado Alonzo, a prowler that attempts to abscond with your gifts before the big present opening ceremonies the next morning. Spider trees. Christmas trees in the Ukraine are often covered in spider webs because kids were excited about decorating their own Christmas tree, but they were too poor and they weren't able to decorate it for the holiday. But when they woke up the next morning, they found that spiders had spun webs around the tree's branches. And lastly, Night of the Radishes. In Oaxaca, Mexico, you can't celebrate the holidays without those radishes. They are grown specifically for this event, and they are carved into cute little scenes like the Nativity or other scenes from Mexican folklore.
Spiders are a lie.
I wish.
Those are all good. And it also speaks to the richness of the holiday traditions that, like, I was researching weird holiday traditions and creatures, and those all sound plausible. It's really amazing how many different there are.
I know. Let's just take a minute. Just take a little pause, take a minute and be like, I'm so glad that holidays aren't a monolith. It's so cool. Like, people just do such buck wild stuff in the world, including us. Like, we do weird shit too. Yeah. We just don't think it's weird because it's ours.
Well, it's just like tradition, doing something based on some weird reason, but doing it every year and then passing it on to your kids. Like, humans love that.
The fourth one is in America, there's this man that can time travel with a bunch of horses in the sky, and he squeezes himself down your chimney and gives you things and eats your shit and then leaves, and no one ever sees him, but we all know he's real. Like, that's wild.
Eats your shit?
Our myths are really fun. Your things you leave out for him, your offerings to the Santa God that worships the void and knows all that others cannot.
I think you made up terrible, Alonzo. I think it's very possible he's real, but I feel like, I don't know. To me, it just, you use the word abscond, which I feel like you were trying to be fancy and like, and like trick me. So I'm going to say terrible Alonzo is your invention.
There's a note next to that word that says this one will trick Mike.
I think the spiders is fake, because if not, that's super sad. That it's just like, the kids were poor, so they couldn't decorate their tree, and then a spider decorated it. That's not nice.
Then my note next to that one says Emily will think this is sad. So far, you're falling right into my trap. Mike, you're right.
Oh,
terrible Alonzo is, I made him up from my brain. But what's funny is I actually did the thing that you think I did with a different word in that lie. The word prowler. I was going to say creeper or sneaky guy or something. And I was like, no. I got to use a word that David wouldn't pick. And I'm going to pick prowler because that is not a word that I usually think of.
It's not a David word.
But then I left abscond in there like a fool.
Happy every holiday of the year.
Except the one that's tomorrow. But actually, you can have fun tomorrow if you want.
You know what? I mean,
see
do
your loved ones at a distance
nice.
or safely in person.
Because, like,
if that's your thing.
The point is, or not really the point, but something that is important is that humans deserve rest and celebration. I'm never a big fan of being like, this holiday needs to be canceled. I am a big fan of being like, can we replace this problematic holiday with something better? So that's how I feel. Yeah. Make sure that you're not, celebrating bad things, but eat some food.
Yeah, like your altar of the pilgrims and like all of the prayers that you say to those myths. Maybe not. Maybe take that down.
Well, just like stop telling children that like white people invented Thanksgiving with their Native American friends who just graciously gave them all of their land and then made them pumpkin pie.
Yeah, it was so nice.
They ate eels and genocided some folks. So
thanks for listening to the Hypotheticast. That's something to celebrate.
I have a real short one. We could just do real quick for our last segment.
Yes,
no
please.
questions asked. But in this case, it's no more. Don't talk about the lies too much. That's what we're calling it. So I have 3 holiday specials. You tell me which one is fake. We have Christmas Comes to Pac-Land, Inspector Gadget Saves Christmas, The Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa, I'm Dreamin' of a Wild Christmas.
I think it's Inspector Gadget is fake.
Yep, Inspector Gadget's fake.
No, the Wild West Cowboys one was fake. I gotcha. Yes. Happy holidays. I guess. Yeah, have fun. Eat something. Inspector Gadget did save Christmas.
Theme music by Jaden James and the Hunger. Logo by Christian Hagen. Edited by David Gutchie. If you want more of our hypothetical content, join our Facebook group or like our posts on Twitter or Instagram or give us some stars and review on iTunes or wherever the heck you get your podcasts. Oh, I think a new tradition that we could come up with for Thanksgiving is ending a relationship. Break up with your boyfriend.
Oh.
That could be fun. That could really refresh the holiday.
Yeah, fresh start.